Give me the next 20 minutes and I'll help you squeeze more speed out of your day, your season, and your career. I'm Lawrence Elo Johnson, a professional sprinter, 6-time NCAA All-American. I recently just took 9th at USA's in 100, and this is the first year I actually dipped under 10 seconds and ran 9 for the first time. It was wind aided. And in this video, I'm going to give you the exact playbook I wish I had earlier, so let's get into it. When you're young in the game, the downside of taking shots is nothing, but the upside is everything, and I call these asymmetric reps. These are the reps that don't cost you much if you fail, but you can achieve everything if they hit. Let me explain. So jump into the fastest training group at practice. Volunteer to anchor the relay. Cut rest by 30 seconds on longer tempo runs to see if you can still execute. In worst case scenario, you get dropped, but you learn something about your body and you film those reps and you fix it. But best case scenario, you shock yourself and run a PR. You never go back to zero, and after every failure, you restart with experience. And this is why sprinters who take big shots go ahead faster. They stack lessons while everyone else is waiting for the perfect rep. Everybody says follow your passion, but that's a trap, because passions come from competence. So here's how you chase competence after every practice. You want to grade yourself on the core 4 that I created in my Sprint University group called positions, posture, power, and patience on a scale of 1 through 5. And the lowest score becomes your weekly focus. So example, if my position is low, how about I add wall drills and maybe more 3-point stands? Now what about posture? If that's graded low, do more wicket runs and torso holds. And then what about power? If your power is low, pair sprints with trap bar jumps. And if your patience is low, practice relaxed fly-ins for about 30 meters. Do this for a month and watch your weekly turn into your edge. And that's how your passion actually grows when you start winning, because you fix the boring stuff. And number 3, focus on one thing. This is the 1 season rule. Average sprinters dabble, but dangerous sprinters dominate one thing at a time. So pick one focus for each session and go all in. Write it on your spikes or in your notes. So for an example, if it's a winter season, focus on shin angles, that one thing. If it's spring, focus on hip height. And if it's summer, relax the first 30 meters of your acceleration. And if it's not the focus you have set out, it's an accessory. So that level of focus forces breakthroughs, because somewhere, someone is going 100% on one thing and you're only giving 40%. And that person will be hard to beat. They give 100% on one thing. Now number 4, winners isolate. So stop chasing clout workouts. Collabs and networking don't drop your 10-meter fly. Real work does. So here's a rule. If you're choosing between a networking event or reaching out to somebody or a film session that cleans up your first 10 meters, pick the film. So when the work wins, every door opens. And that's why I say losers congregate, but winners isolate. Podiums aren't wide. They're actually extremely narrow. And the air at the top isn't meant for crowds. So remember, to be excellent, you must be okay with isolation. Now number 5, it's make decisions fast. The 5 and 15 rule. This is what I say, by the time you have all the information, your opportunity is gone. So here's the 5 to 15 rule. If it takes less than 15 minutes, decide now. Here's an example. You can't pick spikes? Do 3 30-meter sprints in each pair, right? If you want to test Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, just do 3 30-meter sprints in each pair. Pick whichever one averaged the fastest time. If you're unsure about block setup, test both pedals, pick one and then drop the other and see which one produces the fastest reaction time. Because slow decisions steal the seasons, but fast decisions create them. And that leads into number 6. You need to pay off your ignorance debt as an athlete. The most expensive debt isn't money, it's the ignorance on what you don't know about what you should. So here's how this pays off. Film 1 rep every session. Review it for 1 correction, log it, and every month pay for expert eyes, whether that's a coach, a physio, a nutritionist, because ignorant debt compounds over time if you let it. So if you look bad now, you won't look elite later. Number 7, get over your story and just weaponize it. Because we've all got reasons. We all had injuries, we had bad coaches, we had politics, not enough support. And you can wear your reasons, or you can weaponize it. You want to write your reason on a sticky note and then cross it out and replace it with despite blank reason, I still PR'd. Read it before every meet because that's your fuel. Because losers define themselves on what happened to them, but winners define themselves on what they do despite what happened. The other day I was talking to an athlete and he was telling me how he was injured and he didn't have the best season he wanted and he think he wants to give up in track and field. All of these different things because of one bad season. Now from me as a competitor standpoint, this athlete wasn't my competitor, but I hope that the people I compete against, if things don't go their way, they quit. Because that means it's just less people I have to beat when it matters the most. So have the inverse of thought. Is this something that I want my competitors to do? And if it is, don't do it. So don't stop and don't quit. Number 8, you need to solve bigger problems. So if you want bigger outcomes, you have to solve bigger problems. Don't ask, how do I run a good 150? Ask, how do I survive the rounds without central nervous system collapse? Don't ask, how do I get hyped before a race? Ask, how do I execute the same race plan in any lane, any weather, no what? Because both are hard, but solving the big questions is what separates sprinters who just compete from sprinting and sprinters who actually win. That leads into number 9. If you want to actually win, obsession is your standards. People call it obsession, I call it standards. Pick 3 non-negotiables that you have as an athlete. Is it 8 hours of sleep every night? Are you journaling every single practice? Is it 1 gallon of water? And if you miss once, that's fine. But if you miss twice, your standard is slipping because obsession is the daily standard with a spine. You have to hold up to it. And if you stack them, watch your identity actually change as an athlete. That leads into the next one. Work hard and smart. It doesn't have to be either or. So here goes my 5-session framework. 1 is an acceleration session. 2 is a max velocity session. 3 is a weight room session. You can pair this heavy lift with a sprint. That's optional, but it's also good for maximum results. Next is a review session, and then a regeneration session. This can be a pull, a bike, or a flush. With these 5 focused sessions per week, if you can repeat that for a year, you will lap the guy who's grinding doing random exercises. That leads into number 11. Sprinting is boredom, right? No one claps for A skips. No one cheers for you skipping a night out for sleep. But boredom is the tax you have to pay for excellence. So what you can do is I gamify mine. I give myself 1 point for a proper A skip, 1 point for 10 minutes of core work. And my weekly goal is to hit 100 points. If you start stacking boring points, you can cash out as PRs, which is what actually leads to number 12, better trades. So if you want to cash out for your PRs, this is what I call the 24-hour rule. You only get 24 hours. So every hour spent scrolling is wasting recovery time in a trade. So once a month, run a 24-hour audit. Write down every hour and label each as a goal or a waste. And replace the 2 wasted hours per week with maybe a sprint priorities. And that's about 104 hours a year. That's 2.5 extra weeks of progress without adding a single new session. And that's how time compounds. What ultimately leads into the next subject is your daily pillar system, right? The protect the dream routine, the sprinting of blueprint. And here's how I apply my pillars of speed, which is nutrition, recovery, movement mastery, and mental every single day. So in the morning, I hydrate, and I also make sure I throw in some protein. I also do 5 minutes of mobility, and then 60 seconds of cue journaling for that day. In the evening, here goes another 15-minute routine. I put 10 minutes of my legs up and just breathing deep into my diaphragm. I write down 2 cues for tomorrow, and I also do 1 race visualization before sleep. This can also be brought into a weekly checklist. Am I doing 2 sprint sessions, 1 weight session, 1 regeneration session, 1 20-minute review session, 1 10-minute social media or social audit? It's that simple, it's repeatable, but it's boring. And that's the system that keeps me sharp every single year. Next is your race day decision tree. So here's how I flow my chart so I don't waste brain power on race day, right? If it's a headwind, I try to extend the drive phase an extra 5 meters. If there's a false start in the heat, I take 6 deep breaths and posture reset so I can refocus my mind. If my blocks feel off, I just adjust one pedal and not both. If my nerves start to spike, I give myself a 5-second count exhale. I breathe in and I exhale for 5 seconds, and I keep my eyes just about 5 meters in front of me. The key word here that I'm telling myself is just to relax. So make your decision tree, and that's how you stay consistent under pressure. So if you found this video helpful, you have 2 options. You can be like the 99% of people who will receive the value in this video, but just rather have a random 6-week program, or you can master the basics. Learn these and apply these. And if you want to get faster for free, you can click the link and join my free community called Sprint University. I'll see you in the next video.